Right, Diane. Thank you so much, friend, for choosing the New Year Tarot spread. So, love. Yes, when it comes to like the video readings, don't get me wrong. I know you do like the 15-minute or 30. Sometimes I can't get those out, within like the same day, depending on the load that I have that comes in. But usually like these type of videos, since they be fairly long, they have to download and I do have a lot of readings, energy work, phone and virtual, all that. It do take me more time. I wasn't able to get to it on the 11th, but I done it on the 12th. It's like 2:12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, tarot is energy. It shifts and changes choice and decisions. It's not permanent energy. It's not set in stone. Okay. So always be mindful of that. I'm not God. So no, I'm not necessarily predicting your future. I am giving you the understanding of the energies that I am able to see within the cards and within the spirit guides that is going to be with me while I do this reading. Now, your choices and decisions can shape, it could turn, it could switch some things. I am a believer in Christ. God itself could have a different calling over your life, right? And a lot of changes could be made. It really depends. But this is very good. People love these readings. They get these all the times, and it really helps people. So I do this for the family too. So they're really good because it gives you the understanding of the energy. So that's what you use it for. And of course, throughout your year, you can always look within those energies, within those moments as well. But yeah, so video readings is always 24 to 48 hours, regardless of what video reading that somebody purchased, and it's just that I try to move fast for the most part. I try to get try to give people a fairness, giving them their reading quickly. But sometimes time just get the best of me and a lot of orders comes in. So yeah. So let's focus on the summary first of 2025. I'm gonna give you the summary of like last year. All right, Spirit. I need the summary of 2025 for Diane. Summary 2025 for Diane. So for the most part, you got two of swords. So within last year, I feel like your year was meant to kind of like face the difficulties or kind of like face head on of things that you've seen yourself that you've been avoiding. So because two of swords brings about avoidance, it brings about like balance that is needed, but sometimes when you don't feel you have a full understanding of what's next or which direction to go, it sometimes be hard to make choices. So I do feel like 2025 was years of decisions, but some of the decisions that needed to be made, it was hard to make. Maybe because you didn't have all the information you needed. Maybe you didn't have the confidence. Maybe you didn't have the direction or the strength to make the decisions. But last year, more so, was meant to be a year of decisions, and it was meant to be a year of change. It was meant to be a year of no longer avoiding what needs to be faced. So moving forward, all the challenges could be behind you. The Two of Cups too. So that was also a year where it's like you potentially focus a lot on love or connections. I feel like you tried to find what was in sync with you, what made you feel comfortable, what made you feel fulfilled, what made you feel satisfied, right? Two of Cups is about partnerships, whether it's platonic, friendships, or romantic. And I feel like that played a big part in 2025 for you, like love. What just makes you happy? What brings you peace? What comes into your life and give you the same that you can give in return? And I feel like that was possibly a lot of your focus too. Trying to face difficult decisions, trying to get out of stalemate position, trying to move forward in your life, focusing on love and direction and decisions. And I feel like within the Fool energy, there was a focus of like starting over. There was a desire for you to shoot the Fool. We got keys in the can, keys on the card. There was a desires for you to start new things, whether it's career jobs, whether it's relationships, whether it's actual physical location. It's just like last year was supposed to be a new beginning for you. Even though it's a new year, it only makes sense, but it did. It's supposed to be your it's supposed to be your new beginning. It's supposed to be in the year where you took risk, you took leap of faith, where you tried things you never done before, right? Where you ended old journeys that didn't serve you. It was supposed to be in the year of growth. It's supposed to be in the year of new experiences. It's supposed to be in the year of facing the difficulties in order to overpower the difficulties. And it's supposed to be in a year of like getting your love life together, all your connections together, and not forcing things, letting stuff go that wasn't serving you with the hangman at the bottom of the deck. It was a year of delays. It was the year of um releasing. It was a year of also gaining different perspectives where you was kind of like forced to have to learn to look at things differently, right? That potentially tried to give you the boost to allow for you to grow. So that hangman is a year where you had to learn surrendering. There was a lot of moments where you had to be on pause. And hell, you made a lot of sacrifices too in the year of 2025. So I can go all day. Obviously, it's 365 days in a year, but that's going to give you that summary energy 2025. Now, I'm going to give you the career outlook of 2026, right? And career outlook of 2026 for Diane. Career outlook. 2026. What is Diane's career outlook spirit? 2026. Ascended Masters, Divine Archangels. Diane 2026. What energies is going to surround Diana? Diane, sorry. What energies is going to surround Diane in 2026 when it comes to career? Okay. Spirit, all the energies that's going to be surrounding Diane for the year of 2026. 2026 career for Diane. Okay. So I'm loving this in a way. So when it comes to career, my energy is the emperor, right? So I feel like for you, you're going to be experiencing a career like leadership position or opportunities where you are going to be in charge of potentially like a lot of responsibilities and duties. So I feel like in 2026 is the year of like getting structure, it's the year of like getting grounded, it's the year of just getting everything in order, right? Where you have I feel like you're gonna get stuff in order where you kind of like gonna be having your ducks lined in the row. Ember is also like entrepreneur. It could be like a boss. You could be focused on really growing a business or needed to make a decision regarding to a business venture that you've been trying to partake on. It can also just indicates like getting a high role for yourself. So if you are somebody that's not gonna just put all your energies on like a business venture or like focusing on building your own, it could be also trying to find a position where you are in charge, where you are calling the shots, where you are the one that's, providing the sense of offers or assistance or, giving towards others. But I just feel like 2026 is a year of ownership, owning your career and not allowing it to choose you. You're choosing it. You got Eight of Cups. So you're also going to experience in 2026, like walking away when it comes to career. Part of your journey when it comes to career is like finding what you love to do, finding what works for you, finding what's going to make you feel content and satisfied. And I feel like within a year, you're going to start seeing maybe one direction that you are going, it's not going to be as fulfilling for you and it's not going to be working out the way that you anticipate. And so you are going to be leaving behind parts of your career or things in your career that is not serving you. And you're going to be walking towards what is going to be more so emotionally fulfilling you and not just giving you that financial stability and security. Within 2026 of career outlook, the Six of Wands shows there may be some recognition. So if you are going to be an entrepreneur energy and focusing on like building your brand or focus on networking or selling things or putting energies into the universe to kind of like help you grow financially without always having to work hard, you will be recognized for your hard work and dedication. If there is something that you are selling or showing off to the world or giving or nurturing or providing, you're going to be recognized. You're going to be in the spotlight. You're going to gain the sense of validation that you deserve and need. That's going to give you that strength to push forward. The good thing about career, you are going to consider yourself on the right path with the choices and decisions that you make. You're going to have blockages and challenges, of course, but you are going to see yourself getting over there. I just get energy like public recognition or getting rewarded for your hard work and dedication or whatever you are doing or promoting or giving out or doing within your career. I feel like you're going to get rewarded for it, whether it's through people coming in, buying stuff, or clients coming to you, or whether it's like you working hard within a company or what you're doing and you're going to get the recognition. Okay. Ace of Swords is the ideals that's going to come to mind. You're going to have some challenges in career. You're going to have some mental barriers, some blockages. You're going to have some fear surrounding your career, but you're also going to have a breakthrough within your career. And within this breakthrough, it's going to be ideals that comes to mind. So you yourself is going to have to make sure if anything come in, start writing it down, have a journal, and don't be afraid to write the action steps to get those ideals off the ground. So there's going to be ideals that's going to break through. You're going to gain new mental perspective when it comes to your career. You're going to have an aha moment where it's like, oh, I should try this, I should do this. And it's going to also help you really push towards your foundation. You may also be in a career in communication where you'll be speaking or talking or assisting, helping, nurturing, and that is surround a career communication Ace of Swords could bring out, or breakthroughs, helping other people get breakthroughs in their life. Okay. But it do seems like new ideals that's going to be challenging to start up, but it can lead to success if you nurture it. Then the Three of Swords shows maybe some heartache when it comes to career, maybe some a journey that you was trying to work on that you thought was going to be fulfilling. Maybe it don't fully work out for you. So it's going to bring a bit of sadness and some challenges and some heartache, or a little bit of pain. Maybe when it comes to career, what you wanted to work towards or what you want to build does not fully work out. So you don't get the results that you wanted. So then you're gonna have that breakthrough with your mentality, try something different, and then you get the rewards and recognition. So it do seems like it's gonna be some challenges that you hit that make you feel like you're suffering, or make you feel a little bit in pain, like challenged, like why is this happening? But for the most part, you're gonna pull through, and that it's not gonna keep you behind. You're gonna push through that if you really put the energy in the right places. Okay. Now we're gonna pay attention to your financial situation of 2026. 222. I am spirit. Okay. Okay. Look how that came out. Three of Wands and Five of Pentacles. We'll take it. Okay. Ace of Swords. So I feel like when it comes to finances and you get the Ace of Swords as the main energy, it's gonna be important for you to um have a lot of awareness when it comes to the way that you are spending. I feel like it's gonna be important to be mindful of any decision making surrounding your finances. I feel like you're gonna have to gain a lot of clarity if you are going to be investing in business, or if you are going to be investing in opportunities to attain higher level of abundance. You're gonna have to make sure that you have all the clarity around what you're going to be working at to increase your finances, and make sure that you know, like, excuse me, make sure you have basically like a full understanding. Ace of Swords can also brings about, probably when it comes to finances, um signing contracts, or maybe there's going to be something important that you're going to have to do, or make an important decision regarding your finances when it comes to investment, or when it comes to starting up a business or investing more into a business. I feel like for the most part with the Three of Wands, there's going to be improvement in your finances. There's going to be a lot of room for growth, but it also shows the energy of maybe feeling a little bit stuck and stagnant over time. As you invest into career, you may feel like your money should be flowing more smoothly, but it won't. So you may see yourself have to make a lot of changes in order to actually see the increase financially. But I do feel like their wants is about expansion, it's about growth, it's about foresight. So it definitely do seem like expansion is gonna occur in 2026. Like you are potentially gonna have more money, or be able to make more money or attain more money this year than previous years, if you actually do the work and take it serious, and if you be very mentally sharp when it comes to making any choices, or making sure you're thoroughly thinking things through before taking any risk, when it comes to your money. Five of Pentacles do shows there is going to be moments where you're going to be worrying financially, or you may have more money going out than is coming in, and there may be a sense of imbalancement when things is being past due, or worrying about where your savings is going to come from. So you are going to have worries and challenges around your finances. But Five of Pentacles is a reminder that if this do occur, that there are resources to assist you, whether or not you get an advisor, whether or not you get some type of government assistance, whether or not you get assistance from others. But Five of Pentacles do brings about worries around your finance, but it's also telling you that it's something that you may be overlooking that can help you get out of that situation. So be mindful of that, even if it's a loan or anything that you may need within 2026. I mean 2026, yeah. The Knight of Wands is the energy of saying there's going to be opportunity for increase, and it's going to be something that you're going to have to act on fast. So like again, if there's an ideal you want to take on, make sure that you are putting all the energy and the work and the effort into the ideal, and then it's going to bring money quick. So you're going to have moments where financially there's going to be those furlers, where it's going to be opportunities come in, it's going to drive you financially, right? It's going to be increase. And then you're going to have those moments where things get a little bit halo, where it's like you're kind of like trying to wait when things is going to pick up again. But the Knight of Wands is about like action origin, so you're going to have to take action, you're going to have to make changes financially, obviously, for you to have continuously senses of growth. And then the Ten of Cups do indicates like you'll have enough financial success that's going to keep you up flow, that's going to make you feel emotionally content, and that's going to allow for you to take care of your responsibilities, your home life, and your family. So financially, I don't feel like a lot of hurdles or hiccups. I do feel like you got to make smart financial decisions and choices. I do feel like you are going to have to budget better, and I do feel like you are going to have to invest your money into like different projects or and different business ventures. And I feel like if you do so in a smart way, thinking things through, having an ideal, a game plan set up, you ultimately is going to have a good financial year for the most part. It's going to be income. It's going to be a little challenge. It's probably kind of like slow at first or some concerns, but I feel like the hang of things and you know the direction that you are going in, I don't feel like financially for you it's going to be too much a problem unless you make it a problem. And I do feel like you got to have better spending habits. You got to be more smarter with your finances, with your bills. I feel like you got to budget and have some sense of like a schedule set up and start actually saving. You know, like putting money away for like rainy days and for investments. I do feel like that's going to be important. See, you got assistance. Assistance. I said that. Five of Pentacles. There are some resources you have overlooked that would help you resolve your financial issues. Someone is going to be willing to help you to recover. And I just said that. Diane, finances. All right. You got security. You're going to be financially secure and abundant. You got to continue to grow to maintain stability in your career and finances. You can have multiple streams of income. That is recommended for 2026. You got balance. You're going to need to balance your career and personal life. Honesty and business ethics is going to be important to establish credibility in your work environment. You got just do it. Procrastination will not bring any success at this time. This is the best time to put your plans into action. Just do it. Knight of Wands, that's how your financial increase is going to occur. And then you got magical. Your dreams life is manifesting magically. You will have enough resources to bring your desires into reality. Your income will increase rapidly, Knight of Wands. But you got to just make sure that you are focused and not losing focus and not allowing outside distractions interfere with what you are capable of achieving financially, okay? Love outlook 2026. Diane. Love outlook 2026. 2026 Diane. How is Diane love life going to look this year, 2026? How is Diane love life going to look like in 2026? How is Diane love life going to look like 2026? Okay. So when it comes to love, you got three of wands. So I feel like in love, six of cups, the empress. Here we go. Oh, okay. It's gonna be very rocky. I don't know if you can see these cards good, but six of cups, the empress, eight of cups, the tower, and then three of wands. For the most part, I feel like maybe you won't be necessarily fully settling. You may be trying to expect something bigger. There may be distance involved, whether it's going to be consideration, main energy, long distance travel, or someone from abroad that there could be potential. Um, I feel like you're going to be in like the so what's next for me type of mode. So six of cups, obviously, right? You may be having interferences or you may be spending 2026 kind of like connecting a lot with your past or a person from your past going in and out. This is about past love, nostalgia, soulmate energy. So someone from your past could return in 2026. It could be a very deep, familiar feeling connection that will enter your life. You may reflect heavily on just like past relationships, and you may need child healing around love in 2026, right? But I feel like there is going to be moments where there will be a very tender energy that's very soft and emotional that is going to be around you and within somebody from your past or a comfort of your past, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, someone in Rice with the cups. It could be something that you want a lot of growth, foresight, progress, forward movement in, but you may be experiencing a lot with this situation where you get kind of like ghosted, left out. But in all you're trying to do is kind of like build longevity in a family, but you may see yourself being stuck in a sociable way, in a friend zone type of way. The Empress is huge. So you may have a glow up in 2026. This may be your your era, you're going to be more magnetic, you're going to be more desirable, you may be fertile, whether it's creatively or literally, and it also is about like receiving energy. You may be being chosen instead of actually chasing in 2026, so you're not. I feel like you're not, but I feel like you don't supposed to be begging for love in 2026. You're supposed to be actually attracting it. So if you are single, right, you may be in like your divine feminine era. If you are going to be entertaining a past person or a situation, you will hold the power if you allow yourself to hold it. You're going to be walking away from things, though. You're going to be leaving something behind. You're going to be outgrowing a connection. You're going to realize something is not emotionally fulfilling in 2026. And this feels like you're going to have to choose yourself. And that's going to be the Empress, where you're going to be focused on like self love, self care, and your own personal well being. The Tower is going to be moments where it's going to be sudden change. You're going to have a lot of shocks. Truth is going to be revealed, right? It's going to be subtle energy. Something 2026 is going to break down suddenly. So truth is going to be exposed. There's going to be a lot of endings that happen unexpectedly, or you may be going through like a radically transforming type of love life. But I feel like since Eight of Cups and all this is here, it just seems like you're going to be walking away from something that collapsed or will not bear fruit. And I feel like the Empress is also just saying that you're going to have to choose yourself in 2026, and it's going to allow for you to be more empowered. So there's going to be situations you're going to be involved in, dealing with a past person that comes in and out. You're going to work on yourself a lot, feel more love, desirable, abundant. You're going to be able to magnetize or be a manifester to love if that's something you work on and put energy there. And then I do feel like having some disappointments, right? Walking away from stuff or things walking away from you, and you starting to realize, hell, this is not going to get nowhere. And there could be like breakup happens, if you do call yourself dealing or messing around with somebody, it may not go far, it may end, or stuff just may get shooken up that you was kind of like unexpected. So I definitely feel like it's not going to be a quiet year. It could be considered a transformational year if that's how you look like it, but it just seems like there's going to be a karmic return. There's going to be a lesson that's supposed to complete itself, and you're going to have a major emotional awakening. But I do feel like it's going to be up to you how you handle this energy, what you do with it, and what you allow for yourself to take place and happen. Okay, family and friends 2026. So in family and friends, main energy are two of pentacles. So maybe you be it's going to be trying to find balance when it comes to friendships or when it comes to the family dynamic. Hell, you got to make sure that you have enough time for yourself and your responsibilities and your duties. And by doing so, you are going to have to try to find balance when it comes to this category. Or others is going to have to try to find time for you to fit you into their life. You may also feel like you're the only person that's trying to invest time or energy into this area at times, that you're going to want more from other people that surround you. But I feel like for the most part, beneath the surfaces is all about balance that you're going to be trying to attain and make when it comes to like family and friends. Um, this is interesting. Three of Swords, the Chariot, Ace of Wands, and then you got Two of Wands. So it's just like, sorry, I had a cough. So, yeah. So you're gonna be just juggling like relationships, responsibilities, I feel like, and your priorities. Because again, like Three of Swords shows that I feel like there may be like hurt feelings. There may be like misunderstandings or emotional distance. When it comes to this dynamic, when it comes to like family or friend circles. I feel like it don't mean betrayal, but there may be truth coming out, difficult conversations, or just like the desire or the needs to heal all old wounds, from like the past or anything that didn't necessarily serve you. But this is a card of like emotional clarity that you attain and you try to get through pain, right? Um, the Chariot is the energy of like despite emotional turbulence, it's like pushing forward with determination, right? You're gonna have to take control of a family situation. I feel like for you, it's gonna be important to set some boundaries. There could be physical travel or relocation that will affect your relationship. And you're gonna have to refuse to not stay stuck in conflict by choosing yourself. So you got a lot of strength and willpower that is gonna be needed when it comes to family and friends dynamic. And that could be the reason why that balance is going to be like that priority there. But ultimately, there could be like fresh starts for you in your social life, right? You could attain new friendships. You could reignite with like connections with someone because this is also about past energy. Ace of Wands reigniting a spark or a flame. There could be a renewed spark in like just the family dynamics. There could be also like a new shared project or ideal come in after like difficulty, and then there would be a lot of inspirations return that you can kind of like take on with others around you. But I get a lot of energies of just like planning for the future. You're going to be thinking bigger. You're going to want expansion when it comes to your world. You're going to have to make decisions about where you belong. You may have to something about travel, I feel, or like like travel like long distance connections or like a move that you take or will have to make or see yourself make, whether it's with a job or physical location, that could kind of like open the door to like new connections, meeting new people, or being more close to family or friends dynamic. But you are gonna have to choose between like staying comfortable versus like exploring like different paths for the most part. I just feel like there may be some emotional strain or like heartbreak early on in 2026 when it comes to family and friends, but I feel like you won't stay stuck in this energy. You can regain control to a level, but you got to find motivations. You're going to have to like plan for like a bigger future. I feel like some relationships may shift. Not all is going to kind of like come with you into your next chapter. And I feel like that juggling energy just shows that you're going to have to prioritize who and what truly matters to you and make sure that whoever feels like you matter to them, that they are prioritizing or adding you a part of their life. If not, there's going to be some decisions you are going to have to make in that category. So let's look at spirituality. What's going to happen in 2026? Diane, spirituality. No, well, we're going to go here. 2026. Diane. What is going to be the energy surrounding Diane's spirit when it comes to her spirituality? Just want the cards to be a little bigger for you. Well, that's my favorite deck. I actually just got that deck too. It's my favorite one so far. I've been using it a lot. Okay, I can see that. Hangman Sacrifice, Diane Spirituality 2026. Diane Spirituality 2026. Okay. So rest and rejuvenate. So maybe within your spirituality, you're gonna have to take some time away, right? To rest, rejuvenate. I feel like more so figuring out what are you going to do with your gift? What are you going to do with your spirituality? Are you taking on too much mentally? Do you got too much stuff going on in your life where you sometimes just tap into spirituality to just like help you within the seasons? But realistically, when it comes to spirituality, you got to be consistent in it. And you don't take a rest outside of it. You rest and rejuvenate before you get a part of it because spirituality, the divine, your belief system is your strength that you rely on, that you count on. But it do seems like getting more grounded, finding your position, finding your spot when it comes to spirituality, doing more outside groundwork, being in nature, meditating, right? Finding your peace, finding your own way spiritually and within yourself, like going within, listen to your inner voices, taking a step back, analyzing who you are, what you want, analyzing the direction that you want to take. And I feel like giving it your all, your higher power by praying, meditating, being more grounded, being more within your now. There's going to be some sacrifices you're going to have to make. Maybe you're going to have to get rid of focusing on just love or focusing on what your heart will. Maybe you're going to have to literally take a step back and make sacrifices to get your all into this realm. Maybe you're going to have to trust divine more. You're going to have to surrender to what they want you to do with your spirituality or your gift. The only way you figure that out is through prayer, through meditation, through listening, right? And then you figure out what steps you need to take in order to dive deeper within your spirituality. But you are going to have to make some sacrifice in 2026 when it comes to your spirituality. Sacrifice could simply be doing more for yourself to grow when it comes to your energy, to releasing the negativity, the darkness, right? To evolve so they could really work with you and so you could actually listen. Spirituality, your spirituality is going to grow. You got fertility, but you got to nurture it. You got to take care of yourself better. You got to eat well. You got to fast. Again, praying and meditation is the biggest one. You got to be grounded. You got to listen. You got to feed your body with good nurturements in order for you to hear, receive messages and support and help others. But fertility energy is the empress. It's all about birthing. It's about creativity. It's about success. So it seems like you're going to have a growth spurt when it comes to your spirituality. You're going to gain heightened awareness. You're going to gain a higher level of intuition. You're going to be more consciousness within 2026. Your heart chakra is going to be more in alignment because you're going to give back into yourself. You're going to get your power back. You're going to focus on your well being in order to get the full gifts that you want. The Empress has all the gifts. You know, she's birthing, she's connected to source, she's connected to the physical realm. So you have the gift within. You got to just trust it, and you got to trust your intuition to build upon it. You got Ace of Wands, beautiful energy, that spirituality as well. You're going to possibly want to embark on a new endeavor. It's going to be something in you that's just like, okay, I want to take this more serious. I want to get more deeper. I want to get more creative. Hell, you may be selling something to help people spiritually. You may be selling stuff for people spiritually or helping stuff making things. You may be learning, and then you may also be supporting nurturing, but it seems like a new project or a new vision or a new creative spark that comes to mind that gets you in your creative glory when it comes to spirituality. And it's about learning, it's about innovation, it's about embracing change, listening, it's about embarking on a new spiritual journey. So you're going to have an awakening. It's going to be a new beginning for you spiritually, and it's going to be something new that you're going to entertain and potentially do. And you also could actually use your spirituality to bring money and to reach success. But you got to get creative. You may be going on a contract with spirit this year where it's like, we're working with you, you work with me. Learn, let me teach you. Come within, come to me, follow my steps. Okay, you got Three of Cups, so it's gonna be rejoicing celebration. You're gonna have victories when it comes to your spirituality. So maybe there's gonna be moments that you jump full into this journey, and you're gonna have reasons of celebrations. But I feel like the rejoice and celebration too is about community, right? Building a community when it comes to the spiritual world, or joining a community, being a part of something that you belong in. But obviously in spirituality, who don't, what don't have obstacles and challenges. You are going to unfortunately see yourself going through obstacles or challenges within your spirituality. It's going to be hurdles on the road. It's going to be moments you want to give up because you're like, what the hell am I doing? This isn't for me. It's going to be moments that you rely on them. You want answers. You want insight. You don't feel like they're working in your favor. It's going to be moments you want to walk away from it. But those obstacles and challenges, it don't mean to turn your back away from it. It just means find a different way to go about it. Okay. So I just feel like growing, getting grounded, um, working on yourself, perfecting your spirituality, your gift, maybe even finding your gift, finding your purpose, right? And then getting deeper into that journey. But feel like you're gonna be more so new in the journey, even though you've already been in the journey, but you're gonna be learning more of it. Okay. But you gotta be ready to be a student. You gotta be ready to engage in projects and be creative and be inspired to take action and be inspired to actually dive into this realms. You got to have the desire. Without the desire, you don't put the energy where it needs to go. So remember that. Diane Spirit 2026 Diane. Diane and her spirituality 2026. Diane and her spirituality in 2026. So in 2026, you can work on remote viewing. You may will be called, or you can work on exploring, gaining information about distant unseen subjects, objects, or locations. So you could do like remote viewing. This is done through like prayer and meditation. You got psycho psychography. Psychogar I don't even, oh my lord, am I really doing this in this reading? Like psychography. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it do say psychography. You're gonna be asked to explore connections to places through the land. It could be ley lines, meridians, latitudes, longitudes. By reading about the land, you can receive and understand the message of the land. So that's fertility energy, that's grounding energy. You see, I will never be learning that. You got clairvoyance. You're gonna be called to explore what you see in your mind's eye, whether that's in the past, present, or future. And these mental impressions have much to share. So you're a clairvoyant. So, girl, you got this. Oh, you got angel readings. You're going to be called to communicate and convey divine messages of guidance from the angelic realms. That is beautiful. And you know, this deck is actually pretty good for angelic readings. Um, and also this deck, this is an angel deck. This is very good too. But yeah, if you ever need assistance, lessons, or if you already got the knowledge, hey, I'm here for you. But you see, we won't be doing psychography, however you say that word, right? That is not meant for me to tell people about the land. All right, my friend. Now let's get to the fun part. All right. We're gonna be focusing on January to March. All right. What's this? January to March. January to March. Right. I gotta go get some water. So I will be pausing this video and I will be right back. Because my husband just came in the room and I gotta see what he wants. One second. Okay, dear. So from January to March, the main energy is Ten of Wands. So there is going to be moments where you gotta like feel like burdensome, right? And within this burdensome, you could just feel like you got so much going on and you could feel like you're carrying a lot, heavy weight. Whether or not it's due to like the past emotions or all the challenges that you've previously experienced, it could still be weighing very heavy on you. And you could be trying to like really find your comfort and position of moving forward. So you tend to watch is about feeling burdened beneath the surface. You're going to be a little bit stressed. You're going to be taking on a lot of responsibilities, maybe responsibilities of others, but you're going to be just trying to like really move forward and find your way. And I feel like it's important to know from January to March that it's okay not to take on way too much than you can handle. It's okay to gain and ask for assistance from others. It's okay to not have it all together and not know what's next, right? But as long as you give yourself the grace and don't be too hard on yourself, everything is going to work out and be what it needs to be. But it do seem like stress within those 3 months and a heavy load. But it seems like you're still, moving forward the best way that you can. You're still figuring things out. There may be a major change or shift that you're going to be going on to that you're literally going to have to be moving or leaving something behind and taking other stuff with you in this new journey. Now, the sword shows you're going to experience moments of stress, right? Where it's a lot of worrying, stress, and overthinking, analyzing. There could be so much stuff that done took place and happened that is going to create a lot of fear into what's next for you and what's to come. You could also be seeing yourself replaying a lot of thoughts about the experiences that you've already had to deal with and go through, and it be causing a lot of drainage on you. So I do get a lot of stress within the 3 months, or worry, worrying, anxiety, being anxious, fearing what's to come, what's next, thinking a lot about what took place, what happened, and just trying to kind of like map out your life. And that alone could be causing a lot of frustration with you. You also could be having some challenges with sleep or some difficulties at sleep or at night could be when you're really replaying everything. You could have so much going on that it's just creating so much turmoil within you within, and that's something you're gonna have to see yourself constantly working on. And I feel like if you don't allow the stresses get to you, and if you allow yourself within these months to stay within the present moments, you're gonna see your life, your journey isn't as hard as you may be, unfortunately, mentally trying to make it. You're gonna have breakthroughs within the 3 months. Breakthroughs with the Ace of Swords is gonna be more so like your thoughts, different perspectives, gaining clarity, truth coming out into the opening, cutting through any confusion, any BS. You're going to be setting boundaries, being more intentional. There may be deep, open communications or discussions that you see yourself finally having with individuals in your life that is in need of. You may be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and a rising sign. You may be trying to follow your heart desires, but it may not fully lead you where you need to go. There may be invitations, there may be romantic messages. There may also be a person expressing their emotions or feelings with you within those 3 months because it's the Nine of Cups. But it's also the energies of like just finally following your own heart, finally pursuing what makes you happy, right? Putting your own self first, going towards your heart desires. But it could be about romantic proposals, it could be about romantic messages, it could be somebody trying to pursue you romantically, trying to come after you. It could be causing a lot of stress because it could be also inconsistent. And I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, you're going to be thinking about finances, your success, your security, your stability. You're going to be thinking about long term goals, what you want to achieve. You're going to become more responsible. You're going to see yourself like getting on some sense of a routine. And I feel like within the 3 months, it's more so about like planning for the future. It's more so about thinking, again, long term. It's about thinking stability, security. If there's messages or if there's an opportunity that you may be waiting for, it could be taking its time to come within those 3 months because the night moves slow. But it's about like slow and steady progress being made in your life. And it's also about you finally knowing what you're working towards and you're finally knowing what you have to do to get there. And I feel like it's about you being more diligent, and literally having a lot of responsibilities but taking care of them right in a methodical way. And I feel like again there's going to be new ideals or new thoughts that comes to mind. As long as you journal, jot everything down, you'll be surprised of what you allow yourself to create. You're going to be moving by past the challenges that's be trying to hold you back. But I do get a lot of breakthroughs. Queen of Wands is you're going to be tapping into your power. You're going to be working on your confidence. You're going to be working on yourself, trying to get better when it comes physically. I feel like you're going to be more spiritual in your bag, like really trying to ignite your spirituality, learn more, get more into that spiritual energy. You may be even trying to manifest, bring stuff in your life, but I feel like just stepping into your power, creating. You're gonna have like a burst of creative energy, and it's gonna make you want to just like be creative, make things, get stuff done. And it's gonna be all about aiming towards success to distract you from maybe where your heart is gonna try to lead you towards. So you got a lot on your plate within the next 3 months. You're gonna be thinking about expansion, growth. There may be travel or a move that you may be thinking about taking or a new direction. You're gonna be thinking about long-term goals, expansion. As you can see, even on all these cards, is crystals. So you may also be dealing with crystals or something with crystals, getting more in alignment, getting more grounded. I feel like finding what brings you peace and joy. I feel like you're going to be possibly thinking travel or long distance or kind of like waiting for your ships to come in because you feel like you've already done the work. You got a lot of waiting energy too, but don't procrastinate within the 3 months. Really take action on what you want, get things done. But I do get something about like a move or a major change or shift. And wise is about messages comes in, incoming messages. It's about progress being made, attaining a level of momentum. If there's anything that you've been manifesting, things could start coming to fruition. Opportunities start appearing for you within the next 3 months. It's going to be up to you whether or not you take it. But I do feel like some unexpected opportunities or unexpected communication comes in. Six of Pentacles is kind of like receiving. Maybe you gave too much. And now it's time to have your hand out. Now it's time to get assistance. Maybe it's time to actually, receive what is due to you. But Six of Pentacles also could be like giving back. It could be doing charity work. It could be helping others. It could be supporting others. It could be being generous to others, but it can also be you actually receiving that for once because you're going to be deserving. There are going to be some challenges that you face where you're going to feel jealous. You're going to feel insecure. You're going to feel that you're afraid of losing somebody. You're going to compare yourself, your situation to others. You're going to be questioning where do you stand in a commitment in a situation, probably with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or towards Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You're going to be working on your feminine energy, getting your power back, Queen of Wands, feminine energy. And it's going to be time for a new direction. It's going to be a lot of changes. Some things you're going to be be walking away from. New beginnings is going to occur. Communication going to be coming in, and you're going to basically be finding your direction and really working on yourself. So I feel like it's safely to say January to March, it's about releasing stress, not allowing anxiety to get you, getting out your head. It's about following your heart desires. There could be invites, invitations, or messages, or kind of like matters of your heart where you be dealing with circumstances or situations that you figure whether or not you're going to entertain or walk away from. You're going to be thinking about long-term success when it comes to business, career, ventures, when it comes to your finances, trying to get more so in a routine so you can kind of like know how the rest of your year going to go. You're going to be thinking about new ideas. You're going to be speaking your truth. You may be also be having difficult conversations with other people that's going to get everything out in the opening to allow you to move forward. You're going to be working on your creativity. You're going to be working on projects potentially. You're going to be working on yourself. You're going to be understanding yourself better. You're going to be thinking about future, waiting for things to come in, but you're also going to be taking action to the unknown, and you're going to have unexpected opportunities potentially, and you're going to more for the most part be trying to find balance and try to finally receive what you've been given out. I feel like this is the 3 months where it's like, hey, I done this. Now it's time for me to get something in return. I'm no longer overgiving. I'm no longer overextending. I am ready to get the same in return because I am deserving. And I feel like that is important from January to March. Now, April to June. That's your birthday month. Diane, that's your birthday. So I hope that you're going to be surrounding loved ones, family, and friends. Hell, I hope you go somewhere. Diane, April, May, and June 2026. April, May, and June 2026 for Diane. April, May, and June. April, May, and June. I really tried to do these videos short, but I realized it kind of like be impossible because usually I do like I tried a little one card thing, but I'm like realistically, can you really give somebody all the insight with just one card, you know? So I try to give y'all as much as I can. Okay, I'm gonna be realistic to the downloading time. So April, May, June. Spirit, what is coming for Diane? What energies will be surrounding Diane in April, in May, and June? What energies will be surrounding Diane in the month of April and the month of May and June? April, May, and June. What energies surround Diane? Oh, stress again. April, May, June, you're gonna be kind of like stressing out. You're gonna have a lot on your mind. I feel like something about a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Maybe there's some frustrations or some challenges within April, May, and June that you be facing. Maybe you're gonna be forced with some difficult decisions that's gonna have to be made. This is a different deck, and you got the same cards coming from January to March until your April to June. Because with the Nine of Swords, you're still gonna be going through anxiety. You're still gonna have a lot on your plate. You're still gonna be worrying, stressing out. Um, you're still gonna have to kind of like navigate mentally. And again, take this as an understanding. Try to work on this now to release what you don't have control over. You can't change the past, and you cannot predict or worry too much about your future because it's not promised. Be in your present moments, and then you start realizing what you may be fearing about or challenging or stressing over may not be as bad if you stay within your present moments. Feel like you could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, someone and rising where you are going to be trying to find sense of balance with, or this situation could be causing some stress in your life. So I feel like with the King of Cups, it's important to deal in April to June with any situations in a balanced way. Don't allow your feelings and your emotions get the best of you, and make sure that if you are dealing with any water sign that you don't allow them to kind of like dictate your mood or your energies, only because the King of Cups could be very emotionally stabilized and mature to the point where you can't fully read them because they're not going to give you a lot of understanding, or they're not going to give you a lot of energy where it's like, I know where we belong or stand, because they know how to kind of like handle pressure so they don't show no emotion, because they know how to deal and handle and adapt. So you may be dealing in challenging situations that you may have to tap into that energy, or somebody may be dealing with you in that energy. And then you're going to feel a little bit at limbo. There's going to be stuff you got to release, let go of. You're going to feel a little bit stuck, stagnant. You're going to feel at limbo. You're going to have to make a decision, though. And you may have to take a pause to reflect before making a decision, but you are going to have to unfortunately see a situation in a different perspective in order for you to move forward. So some stuff you're going to have to release and let go of if you fully want change in your life around April to June. And it's your birthday month. Hell, the Six of Pentacles, you may be receiving gifts. You may be receiving offers or messages or insight. There may be money opportunities that comes to you, but there's balance again with the Six of Pentacles, where it's like if you've already been overgiven and you're not receiving nothing in return, take a step back. Have your hand out for once. Be the person that's receiving, whether it's help, assistance, whether it's gifts, whether it's opportunities that you go after. You're gonna be in that 3 month of being able to finally receive. And I feel like Nine of Swords is about the challenges that will occur. There's going to be challenging communications that's going to be coming in. People's going to be probably rushing in a harsh way. So be mindful the way that you deal and handle individuals that you feel like may try to challenge you, especially when it comes to conversation. Don't allow yourself to get out of your comfort zone by addressing issues that may not get resolved. So the night could be about rush insight, rush information, or rush messages, and it could be very inconsistent. And it could be in a way where it's like, huh, what? So just make sure you think things through before reacting. I feel like for April to June, it is your birthday month. You're gonna be thinking about balance. You're gonna be being patient with yourself, with your situations. You're gonna find ways of bringing in calmness and peace into your life. And I feel like you're gonna try to find balance between what your mind and your heart want, and you're no longer allowing whatever to be. And I feel like there could be reconciled energies from any individuals or situations of your past, could be trying to like resolve problems within that time, but it may not be for long. But I feel like for the most part, it's about wanting balance and trying to work things out, but still feel like you're out of control. So I feel like for April to June, it's an important message here about being patient with yourself. Do not rush no process. Do not force anything to be in your life at that time. Release what's trying to not hold on. Then allow your mind to lead the way. You're going to gain a lot of consciousness, a lot of truth, a lot of mental clarity. It's your birthday. So take advantage of messages that can come around your birthday, because you got breakthrough energy again. You got awareness energy. It's about striking conversation. So when April and June come, where it's like something is on your mind and you feel like you want some answers, don't be afraid to go out there and speak up. Don't be afraid to go out there and get to the bottom of all the BS. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to strike conversations, because that's the only way that you put the difficulties behind you. But I do feel like for some reason, April to June, you're going to face some difficulties, especially with communication problems and balance. Okay. And you're gonna have to be patient with yourself. There could be delays. You could feel like you're having setbacks. There could be rush communication coming in. There could be a water sign that you're dealing with, trying to bring balance with, but they could be kind of like acting standoffish and making you feel a certain kind of way. And then you could be kind of like waiting, like when they're gonna come in, when they're gonna communicate, when they're gonna message me. And you can shift energy around that time. So don't be too like strong on communication or strong on a situation fully resolving. So I feel like for the most part it can, but I feel like balance is needed. And in order for that to occur, you are gonna have to fully push back from a situation or from a person. Because it seems like you're going to be dealing with people in April to June, and it's going to be kind of like difficult situations that arise that comes up, where it's going to be a situation where you're going to have to act quickly or think quickly about, and you're going to have to rush and take action towards, but you don't want to rush and then you regret the decision you make. So I feel like just be patient with it and don't rush anything within April to June. Just think about balance, think about doing stuff in moderation, think about not stressing, and I feel like that's what's going to help you the best. April to June for Diane. April to June for Diane. What message is April to June? So April and June, you got whatever you have been putting off. Don't procrastinate any longer. You're gonna have to tackle that long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time around that time. Your thoughts and ideals not acting upon or just laying in wait. You can do this. Um, Any difficult times around that time is going to pass. Nothing bad lasts forever. The sun will shine again, the birds will sing, and the clouds will clear, and you will be glad you kept moving forward. You will soon be rewarded for your patience. Hold on, you are far stronger than you think. I just said all this, literally. And then trust the wait. You're going to be prepared for your blessings. In order to receive, you have to be ready to receive. Things you are going through now are not random. Trust the flow of the universe. So the universe is going to be with you at that time, but there's going to be challenges for sure. And I feel like more so again with communication or dealing with a person that you may need to realize maybe it's not going to be good for you, and then you're going to have to release to get your peace back. Then you're going to have to focus on healing, focus on yourself, focus on your happiness, and then you're going to have to go towards like opportunities when it comes to like success. When it comes to ideas for business, when it comes to finances, okay? I just feel like that is those are the months you're gonna be clear in the air. And again, you may start reflecting and feeling like, you know what, I'm not dealing with no crap anymore. And that's when you might see yourself actually finally standing up for yourself, finally putting yourself first around those months. All right. July to September. I do gotta speed this up some. Diane, July to September. Diane. What is the energies for Diane? July to September, spirit. July to September 2026. What energies will be surrounding Diane? What opportunities, energy surrounds Diane from July, August, and September? July, August, September. July, August, September. Oh, see, yeah. So in July, August, September, you got King of Wands. So Spirit is saying like around July, August, and September, you're gonna have to honestly, literally take your power back. You're gonna have to stop allowing yourself to be in the backseat of anything. You're gonna have to honestly make like drastic decisions and choices. You're gonna have to get things done. You're gonna have to be very adherent to your desires and your decisions around that time. You're gonna have to be very tough and strict to yourself. You're not gonna have to be able to allow yourself to wait no longer. You're gonna have to get back into that charismatic flow. You're gonna have to get back into that energy like, I got this. I'm not being behind. King of Wands energy is about taking charge of your life. It's about attaining confidence. It's about being assertive. It's about visioning your future. You know how you want your future at this time. It's about planning and taking action steps, bold action steps forward without allowing anything to stop you or get in your way. There's gonna be an ending that occurred, and within that, and this could be a like lingering energy from April to June to July, September, only because it's kind of like giving me some of the same energies how I'm feeling. But there could be like an ending or opportunity where you can have a rebirth or a new beginning here, but it's going to be up to you to close out all old doors. Your behaviors, your patterns, stuff that you've been holding on to, things that haven't been working out, but you're going to be in a rebirth period of time within July and September. And within this rebirth, it's about any outdated beliefs, right? Any outdated people, any thing in your life that's no longer serving your highest purpose. It's time to close those cycles. And then you do get a new offer, new beginning to come in. You got major arcana, you got a lot of major arcanas around this time. So you're going to be going through a lot of lessons, a lot of work is going to be needed. You may be trying to manifest, bring stuff in your life, because you're going to be kind of like more so focused into your future, and you're going to want more for yourself around this time. You're going to have, you're going to be planning out karmic debt. You're going to be holding on to something that is going to make you feel very obsessive or stressed out, okay? You're going to have a little bit darkness activity that may be impacting you at this time. You could be in an unhealthy attachment in a situation. You could be fighting some type of legal matter or battle, or you could be trying to find balance when it comes to a situation where you are going to have to take accountability of your life. You're going to have to right your wrongs. You're going to have karma at this time, okay? Good and bad, depending on what you've done this far to receive it. You're gonna have to make better decisions into your future that's gonna be in alignment to where you want to go. You're gonna have to speak your truth. You're gonna have to be honest to yourself. You're only gonna be able to accept the truth and honesty from others. There will be balance trying to sort out your life in the months of July to September. Within this balance, it's about just fairness, doing what's right, speaking up, being fair to others, being fair to yourself, holding your own self accountable for where you are at, and holding other people accountable as well. That clears out that debt. You're going to have to really have self love at that moment because you're going to go through a lot of difficulties and transitions. So you're going to have to love yourself more. Take good care of your well being, nurture yourself. This is the card that tells you you're going to have to really give into yourself more than you ever done in the past. You could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, someone in right sign, that there's a situation that resolved finally and fairness comes out of it. Or it could just be like you finally got over a situation of your past that kind of like kept you backwards for quite some time, and you finally got that balance, or that you finally got that balance, or you finally got justice that was needed, and then you move things forward. But you got to really love and devote energy towards yourself. You got to care for yourself. You got to nurture yourself. You also gonna have somebody here that steps up into your life and want to be supportive of you or be a leader, right? If that's what you bring into your journey. But you're gonna be trying to find balance. You're gonna have a lot going on. You're gonna have to try to make time for yourself. You're gonna have to really prioritize, figure out what's important, what's not. You're gonna need balance. You're gonna have a lot going on when it comes to like work, career, personal life, affairs, all that stuff is gonna need balance. And you're gonna do good balancing, but you gotta make sure that you contain that sense of balance. There's gonna be a lot of ups and downs. Divine is gonna be playing a big part in your life in July and September. Some of the stuff that take place and happen may not be in your control. You just have to go with the flow of life. There's gonna be cycles, new beginnings, opportunities. Stuff happens that's good, things happen that's bad within those months. But you're gonna have to step into your power, because you could actually shape your reality by thinking positive, releasing negativity, speaking out loud in a positive way. You're gonna potentially go into a darkened space. Hopefully you don't, by the grace of God, we rebuke that. But this could be like toxicity, unhealthiness, obsessing over a situation, addictions affecting the love life, and it's also perceived as someone else within the energies that attain that behavior towards you. But it's all about releasing any grudges or holds that is not going to serve your highest purpose. Everything that you want within this time may not be the best for you. So don't be afraid to let it go. If you got a question, if this right for me, is this going to work out? Is this, do this person care? Do this person love me? Is this situation I'm in the best situation? If this opportunity going to work out? Is this job going to work out? If you got to overly question it, chances is it got something negative to it. Okay. So be mindful of that within those 3 months. It's going to be all about you really getting yourself together, bringing in what you desire. But what you speak, what you say, what you feel, what you do can be manifested, whether it's good or bad. Be mindful of these energies. You got a lot of major energy, so you got a lot of lessons within these 3 months. These lessons could be karmic lessons, because you got the wheel is karmic. Okay, justice is karmic. So you got karmic lessons, you got the devil. So it may be a very challenging, tough time. Rely on your inner well being. Listen to your intuition. Trust yourself more. Gain a comfort and support system. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and a rising sign too. Get emotional support if you need it at that time. Do not go through the difficulties alone. You got this. You're able to be in control. You're able to take charge, but you have to lead. Do not allow nobody to come in and knock you off your course, okay? Be mindful of that energy. I'm going to give you Akashic energy too within this time. Right here. All right, July, August, September. And this is energy, so you really could change the course. If you still release anything that you feel like you're obsessing or it's unhealthy in your life now, and work on any behaviors, patterns that is not good for you or outdated, if you work on that now, you could bypass this energy. It won't be that lesson there. The wheel is on divine timing, so don't rush anything around this time. And anything you try to manifest or feel like you really want in your life, it may not work because it's still divine timing, FYI. Okay? Just allow yourself to experience rebirth. Allow yourself to close out chapters that don't serve you, so nothing really challenges be overpowering for you where you can't deal with it. Because you're going to be mourning a loss or sadness going to be there. You're going to be thinking about stuff that didn't work out, rather than what is going right. So, and I do energy work, I do healing if you ever need support. July, August, September. July, August, September. Heal, healing. Your body, mind, and soul is going to be in a period of deep healing. You're going to go through many transformations at once, and you're going to be asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and open heart. Everything be corresponding to what I say. You're going to have faith. It's not always easy to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. Yet still, you must do exactly that, because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. And grounding. You're going to be asked to ground yourself. You're going to be spending too much time in your head, and it's going to be time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. You're going to have to go outside and plant your feet on the ground, and you're going to have to enjoy the center and feeling this brings. So yeah, you're going to have to really work on your health, your well-being, your mental, your emotions, your feelings. Because it may be a difficult time for you. Maybe you just at that moment it's like just having enough. Maybe love or happiness just doesn't seem like it's near, so you get tired, you get frustrated. start dealing with the same situation for so long, it gets to the point of like, what am I doing? I'm over it, you know? So I get it. All right, October to December. All right, Spirit, we gotta move along. October, November, December for Diane, 2026. October, November, December. Diane, 2026. October, November, December. Oh, thank God. I love that for you. Oh, yeah. I take all this for you. Sorry, Spirit. Sorry, you. So, October, November, December. Yeah. You see that month ahead is going to be real rough. It's going to have something to do with potentially a past person or situation you've been involved in. You're going to have to do a lot of inner child healing for sure. But you're going to be really walking away. Like those October, November, December, it's like the hell with everything. It is what it is. I'm finding my peace. I'm finding my happiness. It's my time for sure, for sure. It's also the energy where it's like Eight of Cups is kind of like you go on this search where you open your heart to what's more meaningful for you. You open your heart to what is working for you, and you start really leaving behind everything at this point of your life in October to December that did not serve you. You're at this point where it's like I'm not going into my new year or in and out my year in the same bullshit. This simply to say, Queen of Swords is like you went through hell, you went through some bullshit. You're not repeating the cycles. You're more conscious, okay? You're more alert. You're more aware. You're not allowing anybody to play with you no more. You're standing up for yourself. You're being more vocal. You're using your head over your heart. You're emotionally disconnected from all things, okay? And you're making better decisions for yourself. You're doing what's right, not what you feel. And you're looking forward. And you learned so much at this point of your life. It's like being there, done that. It's not working out. This is outdated. I'm really ready for change, for growth. You finally is gonna choose yourself for sure this time. Because it just seemed like so far within this reading, you literally this year don't seem like love relationship energy, blunt and honest. As far as like success in that area, it seems like it's really for you to just grow, live for yourself, figure you out. Even though if you be like, but I've been single for so long, I've been going through this, but you haven't been fully free. Yeah, you haven't been free. You've been dealing with situations that you've been wanting. And it's gonna get to the point where it's like the only way you're gonna see change and really new opportunities, engagement is by really working on yourself and giving yourself that understanding that you have no other way in order to do that. Um, it makes sense with Six of Pentacles. We are around those holidays. There may be gifts exchanges. There may be opportunities for more so financial income. There may be promotions, salary increases, or whatever you're working towards. It could be higher pay or a higher opportunity. You're going to have a burst of energy, Ace of Wands. You're going to be inspired. You're going to have strong desires. You're going to really be ready to get stuff moving more so. I feel like this is more creativity, like endeavors. This is more like projects. This is about new ideas that comes to mind that helps you financially become capable. This is you working more so towards your success. This is you writing off resumes or signing contracts or fixing a website up. It's just the energy of like getting creative, getting active, embarking on this endeavor where it's like you're actually taking action because you're gonna have this surge of inspiration to do so. But it is about taking the first action step. It's also about gaining clarity within your spiritual gift, using your unique gift that you have within to really create the life that you desire and want for yourself. But it's just about new offer, new beginnings, new endeavors. Spirit is like you went through hell and back. Did you learn a lesson? You say, yeah, I ain't go through that no more. I'm walking away. I told you I wasn't playing. They say, okay, I got an exchange for you. We're gonna give you this wand one more time. What you gonna do with this? Let's get passionate. Let's go towards your desire. Let's create. You're going to be potentially collaborating too, working with others, getting a project or opportunity off the ground. There may be other people you work with, you network with. It may be something new that you're learning, a new skill, a new trade, a new hobby, but it's something new you're going to be doing that could generate success or have you working with others. But you're going to have to release the past. You're going to really let it go. You're going to have to really, really, really release, surrender to everything, okay, to move forward. You're going to have nostalgia. You're going to be reminiscing. You're going to want to go back to fond memories. Somebody from the past may return, resurface, or try to come in. But the high priestess is telling you, just ignore all. Go within, listen to your inner voices, observe. You don't have to ask too much. You don't have to look outside of yourself. Your ability of um your clairvoyance, right? Your ability is getting heightened at this time. You have the full gift is activated. You can trust yourself now. You can listen to your wisdom now. You have the wisdom. You got the answers. You don't have to seek outside of yourself now, okay? Everything is already shown for what it has to be. That's the only card in the deck that it says don't go outside yourself at this time because it's all within you. But it's also about secrets being exposed. Truth may come to light. There may be a lot of stuff that be exposed where it's like, man, I'm done for sure this time. It's no balance here, right? But it's also about stuff being exposed. Secrets come to light. Your intuition be heightened. You go within, you listen, you hearing, you learning, you moving forward, you releasing, you letting go, you surrender, you working with others, you're getting creative, you building. Okay, you're gonna be in that creative spark. You're gonna be building, but you're gonna be walking away, leaving behind, and you are ready to push forward. You are ready to change. You are ready for a complete shift. But it can also be travel energy too, creativity, travel, Ace of Wands. It could be like inspiration, desires, what you're ambition about. You're gonna be thinking about expansion, growth, but it's something you're actually creating. You're gonna attain your willpower, and you're just gonna go after all your desires. Don't allow stagnation no longer to lead you. Okay, what is gonna be Diane biggest obstacle 2026? Diane biggest obstacle. What will be Diane biggest obstacle in 2026? What will Diane biggest obstacle in 2026? What will be Diane? And your biggest obstacle is Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles upright is kind of like when you are improving a skill, a talent, when you are actually really like working on yourself, like improving, like become a better person, not getting distracted, not losing focus. It's about like mastering a skill. It's mastery. But in reverse, basically, because this is going to be an obstacle, we read it in reverse. It's basically saying like your biggest obstacle is going to be like not being inspired. Maybe you're going to be going through too much BS or too much crap that you're going to neglect the work that needs to be fully done this year. Maybe you're going to be focused on everything else outside of yourself or focus on everything else and not really get into the part of you that needs to grow, that needs to build. Okay. It's also about kind of like trying to be this perfectionist, but since it's like trying to be a perfectionist, but seeing like you can't try to be perfect for nobody that isn't focused, or you cannot try to compete with others. You got to learn to kind of like just be in competition with yourself. And I also feel like the Eight of Pentacles is the energy of saying like maybe obstacle is going to be development. Maybe the stuff that you try to build, you work towards, you try to create, it may be some delays, some setbacks, or the development of what you want may not come as easy as you desire, expect, or deserve it to come. So I just feel like biggest, I not only take one card when it comes to biggest obstacle, and the only reason I take one card when it comes to biggest obstacle because in life, I just feel like within a year is so much that could go on and so many obstacles that's gonna happen. But I asked this question because I feel like this is something important to say. It's gonna be your biggest one, right? You may be overworked. You may again be looking for this perfect image or this perfect life, or you may become too narrowly focused on one area of life, right? When you need to look at everything. Because usually it's about dedication, right? Skill building, working hard. That's positive. But maybe you're gonna get stuck in a routine. Maybe you're gonna be prioritizing work or relationships over self improvement, or maybe you're going to be prioritizing one thing over the other, but it's going to be something you're going to be over focused on rather than a person overindulgent. You're going to be more so focused on doing it right, and you may be missing like a bigger picture, or you may feel like burnt out from constantly trying to fix or improve things. And it could also be, I feel like, maybe you be trying, I feel like maybe you're gonna be trying to work on a relationship instead of freeing yourself from it, especially if it's not benefiting you or haven't benefiting you yet. Or you may even be trying to like work on a relationship instead of what? Finding the right person or perfecting yourself for the right person, right? But I just feel like sometimes Eight of Pentacles will also just saying like belief in effort alone is gonna solve emotional wounds when it's not. But you're gonna have to just really do the work. So maybe you're gonna have to like Work smarter, not harder. You're gonna have to create balance, okay? How can Diane tackle this big how can Diane tackle this obstacle? How can Diane tackle this obstacle? Wow. Being patient, not rushing the process. Find a balance in your life. Focusing on all areas of your life, not just one. And that kind of like makes sense. So maybe you're going to be trying to focus on one area of your life or feel like one area is more important or more challenging than the other areas. And by doing so, you may could be missing out on other areas that actually is in need of your energy. So maybe you're going to have to literally focus on every area. So don't just focus on possibly love. Don't just focus on just career. Don't just focus on personal development. Focus on all and try to find balance in between because I feel like 2026 too is telling you that this year should be about healing and just gradual alignment, right? I feel like even if there is emotional bumps, which there is going to be, or work pressure or relationship drama, I feel like the bigger theme of your year is going to be integration, right? Things is going to come together in a healthier way if you allow it. So if you focus on emotional healing now, if you learn patience and learn to do stuff in moderation, if you find middle ground, whether it's with family, friends, situations, or if with family or loved ones, if you blend like different parts of your life successfully, it's going to help. If you allow spiritual or personal growth to attain itself and be patient with it, things is going to work out. I feel like temperance is not dramatic, it's not chaotic, it's steady. So you have to learn how to manage the juggling energy in your life instead of allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed. So the way to go about your journey in your life, you're going to have a sense of balance and patience. Do stuff in moderation. Focus on all areas of your life. One area of your life is not more important than the other, even if every other area of your life feels like everything is together. So be mindful of that. So now we're gonna end it with overview of the year here. Overview of the year again. I just put so many oracle energies and I close out the event by giving you just all oracle, okay? Overview of 2026. Overview 2026. Work with me. What is the spirit? 2026 for Diane. What's gonna be T? 2026 for Diane. 2026, the year of 2026, Diane. The year 2026 for Diane. All right. The year 2026 for 2026 for Diane. 2026 for Diane. 2020, 2026 Diane. 2026. 2026. 2026 Diane. Right. I do some more Akashic. 2026 Diane. 2026 Diane. 2026 Diane. We're almost done. I promise. Diane. 2026. 26. 26. 2026. 2026. 2026. 2026. 2026. 2026. Right here. I feel we'll take it. Last but not least, All right, let's get started. 2026. So, first off, there may be a powerful spell that could bring you what you desire in 2026. In 2026, there will be a new chapter. It's a new chapter is going to be beginning. You're going to have to embrace the change in 2026. In 2026, a veil of mystery surrounds you. You're going to have to embrace the enchantment. In 2026, you may feel like there's situations you're in where stuff is being sugar coated. It's going to be sweet but deceptive words. It's going to be empty compliments. You're going to have hidden insults and too good to be true. So don't allow anything to be sugar coated. Take things for what it is. You're going to receive wake up calls. Spiritual awakening. You're going to gain sudden clarity. There's going to be urgent awareness. You cannot ignore this anymore. So it's going to be a wake up call in 2026 that you cannot ignore because it's not going to allow you, but you ultimately is going to be able to bounce back. It says resilience after setbacks. You're going to be recovering quickly, determination to rise again, and nothing is going to be able to keep you down in 2026. Now we're going to go with this beautiful energy. There's going to be a situation where you're going to become someone's sneaky link, hidden lover, low key situationship, side piece. Do not allow you to be anybody's sneaky link. If somebody is not going to make you official or make it feel like you are a priority in their life, you will know you're going to be a part of a sneaky link situation. You may be somebody's rebound if you allow it. It says flighty, temporary option, unpredictable intention. So anybody that is unpredictable within your year, they're going to be playing you as a rebound, coming in and out, inconsistent in your life. And there may be a situation where you feel lost. You're going to be ghosted. There's going to be a disappearing act and cowardice. So be mindful of that. Like being ghosted within this year, somebody coming in and out, not treating you how you deserve to be treated. And it's going to be up to you whether or not you deserve it or you allow it to be what it is. You're going to have to honor yourself. Honor the hard work that you put in to get where you are today. Instead of thinking how far you still have to go, remind yourself of all that you've accomplished and be proud. You're going to have to speak up. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You cannot keep this in forever. It's going to be time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. And then you got scattered energy. In 2026, you're going to have too much on your plate. And you're going to lose focus. It's going to cause you to feel exhausted and overwhelmed. You're going to have to prioritize your well being and create a new plan. Relationships oracle energy. This is simply about love or the blockages that could be coming in, causing the confusions of love. You got rejection. There may be rejection in your love life. You're going to have to build your confidence by dating a lot, and you're going to have to find out what people like about you. You got judgment. Don't be too quick to count someone out. You're going to have to be open and give them a fair chance. And you got pent up anger. You have unresolved feelings from your past that makes you resentful towards others. So you got some work that you have to do in your life to kind of like open up and make your love life better. Now, this energy is from Haters Exposed deck. So within 2026, you're going to be your own worst enemy. You cause most of your problems or most of the bad things that happen to you yourself. So make sure you don't become your own worst enemy by standing in situations or dealing with problems that you don't have to. You got envious of your career and the money you make. So there may be a situation where hopefully you're not envious of somebody or somebody may be envious of you due to your career or the money you make. And online, there may be hate tweets towards you, petty birds tweet. So there may be some internet drama if you allow yourself to entertain there. Somebody may use the internet to kind of like talk about how they feel. You're gonna be in your head a lot. You're gonna be overthinking, stress, overanalyzing. You're gonna get to the point of feeling fed up. You may have an impersonator. Somebody wants to be you, act like you, dress like you, look like you, or copy you. So be mindful of the people that surround you that may call themselves your friend. Self awareness is going to be key. You're going to have to take time to go within and spend time with your soul. You're going to have to go for a walk in nature and ground yourself, meditate, listen to your favorite music, whatever you enjoy most, do that. You got don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow the most. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey and be clear about where you are putting your focus right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within to create the life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. You got this. You are going to be busy winning too throughout this year. So it's a too busy winning. You also got feelings. You may be getting too emotional at the moment. that you are losing control of your career and finances, stand up and come back stronger. So don't allow your feelings to get in the way of the money that you can make within 2026. You got traveler. There is an opportunity for you to travel for work or business. You might be attending a convention or a training that will enhance your skills. And then you got mentor. Someone is going to be willing to share experiences in their field that will motivate you to do better. Your work and teachings inspire others. So, hey, that's what we got. Thank you for choosing Terry Boutique. Again, I do healing work, negative energy, chakra balancing, coaching, lessons, and all that good stuff. Consultation. Love and light. Stay blessed. Bye.